I'm good to see you again.
Hi Jorge, thanks for being available this afternoon.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
So in marketing we've been talking about the Salesforce compensation changes that are happening, and I suppose the first thing we've been talking about is should we be calling them sales reps now that we're taking away sales targets?
Well, thank you for asking me that question, Rob. And first of all, absolutely yes. We should still be referring to the sales professionals as sales professionals. As a matter of fact, Rob, the core elements of the role haven't changed. We are still asking our sales professionals to recommend appropriate GSK brands for appropriate patients. None of that has changed. What has changed is that we're moving from a model in the past that rewarded and recognized sales professionals for business growth, for sales performance, regardless of how they went about acquiring that sales performance. We're moving now to a system that will recognize and reward our sales professionals for the way in which they go about conducting their roles, specifically for their knowledge, their actions, and their behaviors. And those behaviors needing to be aligned with focusing on appropriate patients and the way in which they be of value to their customers.
Okay, that's clear. So what about in marketing and the use of sales data? And in particular, I'm thinking in the past where we've gone along to sales cycle meetings or national sales meetings. We've talked about the national plan and target for that particular brand, the ambition. Is that something that we should be doing going forwards?
Well, Rob, talking about the national brand and talking about the national ambition is still appropriate. So coming to a sales organization or a sales meeting and talking to the sales professionals about that is still fine. What would not be appropriate is to translate that into a local target of some kind, even if it's not specific, but even if it's articulated in a way that makes a sales professional feel like it's a target being placed on them. As an example, it would not be appropriate to go to a sales meeting and say our national goal is X, and therefore in order for us to accomplish this, it means that each of your territories should grow by this particular amount.
Okay.
Those types of conversations would no longer be appropriate under the new model.
That's clear. So thinking beyond that then, I'm thinking of instances in the past where we may have communicated directly to the sales force via email or something where we recognize good performance, whether it's market share change. Is that something that we should be continuing going forwards?
Absolutely not, Rob. It would be great to recognize sales professionals, again, for the way in which they're conducting their role, for their knowledge, for their actions, for their behaviors. When we align or when we assign KPIs to these sales professionals, and those KPIs are aligned, as they should be, to the brand strategies, and when you see that certain sales professionals are executing those KPIs effectively, it would be great to recognize those individuals from a marketing perspective. However, it would be inappropriate to recognize sales professionals on lag measures such as market share change.
Okay. So just generally in marketing, is there anything else that we can be doing to support this change?
Well, that's a great question, and absolutely there is. And I would start with just thinking about the resources that you're providing to sales professionals. Think about how these sales professionals are being evaluated, and that is on how much they know about their product and their scientific knowledge overall, as well as the behaviors that they're demonstrating to their customers. And in those behaviors are included the way in which they engage customers in a dialogue that is patient-focused, and a dialogue that shows their customer that they are, in every way possible, being of value to their customers and to their customers' practice. So as you think about the resources that you're providing, if you can help our sales professionals accomplish those objectives and focus on patients as much as possible, that would really help. And it would also not just help the sales professional in how they're being evaluated, but it would also help from a brand strategy component. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Excellent.
Okay, thanks, Jorge. That's very, very clear.
Wonderful. Thanks for meeting with me today as well.